5 minutes of free advice brought to you by 7 Generation Games, games that make you smarter. Today's topic is courtesy of Julie DeMars. This is Julie DeMars right here, eating the chips. Had the idea that I should talk about advice to her future kids. She has no actual kids because she's 17, but someday she may. And they will just need advice from me, and I'll probably be dead by then because I'm really old. So, my first piece of advice for Julie's future kids: don't have sex. Because if you're young and you have sex, well, you can have sex if you're like 30 and married, but if you're a teenager, don't have sex. Because everybody, no matter how old they are, when they first have sex, unless they're like 30 and married, wishes they hadn't done it so soon and they hadn't done it with that guy. Oh, God, what was I thinking? So, don't have sex until far longer than you think. That's a piece of advice. Second piece of advice: you should actually talk to your parents and maybe learn a little bit about them because mom Julia has had a very interesting life. She's gone to boarding school, she's gone to school far away from her family on the East Coast. Nah, she's really spoiled. Forget that idea. It has been pointed out to me by people who are apparently never satisfied that that was not exactly 5 minutes. All right, fine. Here's some actual serious advice for Julie's future kids. That was serious about the not having sex part. It's not all about you. There's even a term for it, adolescent egocentrism, where we think the whole world revolves around us. And if I didn't get the Malibu Barbie, then my parents are terrible, and the world as we know it is going to end because everyone had the Malibu Barbie when they were young, and now I'm 13 and I'm thinking about it and how awful my parents were. And not only were they awful then, but they're awful now because they didn't take me to the mall and buy me whatever the hoverboard flying unicorn thing is going to be when Julia's kids are 13, and they didn't buy me a brand new car for my 16th birthday, and woe is me, and life is so bad. Well, let me tell you something, Buttercup. It's not all about you. And if you're Julia's kid, you're probably living in America, you've got a college educated mother, you're probably doing quite well. More people need to think about what they could do to contribute to society, not just in the sense of contribute in, I'm going to make a whole bunch of money so I can buy a whole bunch of stuff. If I get to heaven and it turns out that he who dies with the most toys really does win, I am going to be so pissed. And let me tell you, I'm going to take it up with the management because I don't believe any of that. One of the reasons that we work on making games that make kids smarter at 7 Generation Games is because I really do believe that there's a benefit to kids learning math. That I have been very fortunate in life and gotten some breaks that enabled me to get a PhD and start a company. And probably the most useful thing I could do with it is not make some app that helps people share more pictures of kittens. Maybe it's something to help people who are struggling academically or even people who are doing really well academically get further ahead. So there's never been, I think, a time in society and history when we said, gee, what we need is people who are dumber. Someone said to me, and in a kind of sarcastic, nasty way lately, so that's what you're going to do? You're just going to work on helping a whole bunch of kids? Yes, that is what I'm going to do. And I think that trying to make the world a better place and help people is far more important than what piece of useless garbage you could get at the mall. And don't tell me that the hoverboard flying 6,000 with unicorn feathers is not a piece of garbage because I don't want to hear it, Julia's kids. And that's your free advice from 7 Generation Games, games that make you smarter. Go to www.7generationgames.com and download a game for yourself or donate one to a school or your favorite child.